HMS Tigers. Have you ever wondered what it means to be an HMS Tiger? I have. Let's go to the APs and ask. Mr. Smearick, tell me about HMS Tigers. What are our expectations here?
Well, here at HMS, we have a vision for, just trying to live out the fish philosophy every day that we're on campus. And what that usually looks like is we try to have fun. We just try to really embrace our classmates and the faculty and just kind of really enjoy time, spending time together. Next is usually trying to be present in what's going on at that time, be engaged with those around you. And, that looks differently in every classroom, but it's more just kind of a way of life. It's just being present with those around you. Making their day is another thing that we really try to harp on, especially if someone's having just a rough morning. Just hearing some kind words from one of your classmates or a friend it's a really uplifting experience, and we really expect that from everyone here at HMS. And last but not least, none of that's possible if you don't choose the right attitude on the front end. And we really encourage a lot of, the teachers, principals, students, everyone on this campus, just to choose a good attitude, and it becomes kind of infectious from there.
All right. I think I can do that. Okay.
So really bullying is when one person is using superior strength over another person to intimidate them or to cause harm to them. And so a lot of the times bullying gets reported, and sometimes it's not actually bullying. It has to have those factors to be considered bullying. It has to be one person, one-sided. The other person can't retaliate or do anything in retaliation. And also, you have to use superior strength over that person, whether that be emotionally or physically. And so if you do see that present, the first thing to do is to report it. Some different ways to report it as a student would be to go to an adult, go to your teacher, go to a counselor, go to one of the principals, let them know what's going on so they can take it from there. Another way to do it is on the website. There is also a link to report bullying as well, and you can report it on there as well. Those are the two ways I would suggest reporting it if you do see it. And don't worry about not being cool, because it's better to make sure everybody's safe and having a good time here at school than to be cool. So that's the way I would look at it.
So what you're really saying is, so if I get my feelings hurt and you and I kind of have an exchange, and it's two-sided, I call you a name, you call me a name, then really we're both guilty. So what I'm hearing is I'm trying to have the 4 fish expectations, and I'm trying to live those out, and you keep doing things to me, and it's not a two-way street. Then at that point, I would need to go and report.
Exactly.
Okay, and y'all are gonna help me out with that?
Yeah,
like,
and
when that happens?
when you do report it, it'll come to the APs, whether you report it online or to an adult, and we'll definitely investigate it. We take those investigations very seriously. We have steps that we go through, and then once we're done investigating, we call all the parents and just try to wrap it up and make sure that it doesn't happen again. That's our number one goal.
Okay, awesome. You know what, Mr. Hart, I'm so excited. Part of my favorite part of coming back to school is one, the school supplies. I like the smell of school supplies, new school supplies.
It's pretty weird, Miss Laughlin.
I know, I'm sorry. But the second thing I really love is my parents buy me really cool clothes to wear to school. And so I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Like shirts, talk to me about, I know there's some rules on shirts and what kind of shirts we can wear. So can you describe that to me?
Sure. As a boy, you're definitely going to want to keep those guns hidden. So no sleeveless tank tops, no muscle shirts. Got to have sleeves on our shirts.
Okay. And I know for girls, just making sure I understand, it has to be 3 fingertip length of Miss Laughlin, but not 3.
Exactly.
So Miss Laughlin put there. So I think I got that okay.
No spaghetti straps, something like that.
Okay, well that's really cute, especially it's 105 outside, so
Yeah.
sometimes those are kind of nice.
We have AC in the building. It'll be all right.
Okay. Well, how about my pants? Let's talk about my pants and pants guys and what is that?
Okay. So first of all, let's wear pants to school.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Second of all, let's make sure we don't have holes in them. When we have holes in our pants, we can see skin, we're going to ask you to change at that point because no one's really got time for that.
Okay. So what if my jeans are kind of stretched a little bit and I wear some like leggings underneath, so you can't see my skin, but you know it's frayed a little bit because that's how you buy pants, Mr. Hearn. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard not to have
Yeah.
those. So what do you think about that?
So as long as I can't see skin, as long as you've got leggings under it, I think we'll be good.
Okay. So when it is hot, shorts. What do you think
Mhm.
about shorts?
I think shorts are okay sometimes for students, but definitely need to follow a couple rules. First of all, for boys, we're not going to have any cutoff shorts, so no frayed edges on the shorts, anything like that.
Okay.
And then for girls, we need to make sure that our shorts are fingertip length.
Okay, so put my hands down by my side. If it's fingertip length, then I'm good to go.
You got it.
Okay, that makes sense. So talk to me about, I love, my new favorite hairstyle is my white cap and my ponytail on the side because I don't like to do my hair every day. So is that cool? You good with that?
No caps, definitely no caps at school unless it's an approved hat day.
Okay.
And then for boys, we want to make sure that our hair is an appropriate length, and so we can't have it covering up our eyebrows, can't have it covering up our ears or going over the collar of our shirt, so we need to keep it trimmed pretty well.
Okay. And I have a hairdresser that I love, and I'm thinking about getting my hair like a really cool color because it's cool, it's in style. So you good with that? I'm gonna do blue on the tips, like you know the Kool-Aid. Have you heard about Kool-Aid dyeing your hair?
I haven't heard
Dipping
that.
your hair in Kool-Aid,
No.
it's the new thing.
Wow.
And it takes, I don't know, about 4 to 6 weeks to wash out. So are you good with that?
You know, I think my
Spirit.
hair. I think my hair is
Tiger
a pretty
Spirit
cool
blue.
color. I like this color right here.
Oh.
So let.
It's your opinion.
Well,
Okay.
you know, some people have told me so.
Yeah.
So let's try to keep it natural. Okay.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if a baby can be born with that hair color, then it's okay.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
Okay.
Leggings. You know, the style is to wear leggings with a t-shirt. It's cute. Is that okay? You good with that?
It is okay sometimes. We got to make sure that we're covering everything up though. And so I'll let you expand on that a little bit on what you might think that is.
Okay, so girls, I know the style is to do leggings with t-shirts, so how that will be appropriate at school is if your bum is covered by your shirt, t-shirt, it needs to try to be about fingertip length. Your t-shirt does need to be, so it covers everything up appropriately. So, Mr. Smearick, you kind of talked to me earlier about the expectations for HMS, but we all make mistakes and slip up every now and then. So if I break an expectation, what kind of consequences would I be looking at here at Heritage?
Well, it'll depend upon the level of infraction as well as how many times has this occurred.
Okay.
Kind of where we usually start off is with something we call BMT. It's our first tier lunch detention in which your teacher assigns you to it. And what you'll end up doing is you'll serve lunch detention with the coaches during lunch for that day.
I'm sorry, did you say coaches, like my athletics
Yes.
coach is going to know when I...
With the coaches. The coaches will be highly aware of your infraction and what you did to get there.
Okay.
So that would be our first one. The other one is the actual regular lunch detention, which is served in the ISS room with Miss McAnally, and you'll be assigned there by one of the APs or even yourself, Ms. Laughlin. Just
I
depending.
can do that.
Just depending.
That's awesome.
Just depending. And then obviously we have the other three in which we'll have those discussions more in depthly upon necessity. The first of which is ISS, which is just, most of us kind of know what ISS is. The next level of infraction would lead to something we call pride, which takes place outside of school hours, and again, we would get more in depth with that. And the final would be DAEP, which is when you are basically pulled from campus here, and those are for extreme circumstances that hopefully we never have to have. And so Ms. Laughlin, I'm kind of new here, still trying to figure out
Really?
how. I mean,
I thought you've been here for years.
hey, Mr. Smerrick, by the way. I've been curious, how would we deal with attendance, tardies? I mean, how do we handle that with our student
That's
body?
a hot topic. So tardies, if it's in the school day, 2nd to 7th period, then they go and they see Miss Gibson in the AP office, your secretary, and you get a tardy pass. If it gets to be 3, 6, 9, then those are typically lunch detentions, like 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Then after that, we start going down the ISS path for just really non-compliance. Beginning of the day is a little bit different because sometimes we don't have control on our parents getting us here. So that's a little bit different. We have those conversations with parents. And then obviously absences. We want kids to be here every day because when you miss, you come back behind and you miss instruction. So we encourage kids to be here. Obviously, if you're sick, running fever, vomiting, stay home because the rest of us don't want your germs. But when you come back, you definitely want to bring a handwritten note by your parent. If you went to the doctor, have them print off. They always ask us at our doctors, do you need a school excuse? Always say yes, bring it to us.
Hey, Mr. Hearn.
Hey.
You got a hall pass?
Gosh!
Hey,
Every time.
gotta have a hall pass to be in the hallways. Don't forget your hall pass.
Hey, Mr. Hearn, so I'm kind of new here. What's this ASA thing that people keep telling me about?
Okay, so ASA is really after school academics.
Okay.
It's for anyone who's missing assignments. And so if you have some reason where you haven't got an assignment turned in and you have zeros in the grade book, then your teachers are going to assign you to ASA to get those assignments done. As administration here, we really hate kids having zeros. We'd rather see what you can do than have a zero in the grade book. And so your teacher will assign you to ASA. We'll post that list up by Tuesday. We'll put it all in the hallways. There'll be 4 or 5 of them posted up. You'll go see if you're on the list. And if you can get that assignment turned in by Wednesday, you got that night to do it, and the next day, then we'll take you off the list on Wednesday and we won't call your parents. If you are on the list still by Wednesday night, we'll call your parents. We'll let them know that you're missing assignments and that you have to stay after on Thursday. So ASA will take place every Thursday after the 3rd week of school, and you will be required to stay so we can get those assignments turned in. And it's really not a punishment, it's more or less just to make sure that we get all your work turned in so that you can pass your classes and do well.
You say it's not a punishment. If my mom gets that call, it'd be punishment at home. Okay, hot topic. I have a new cell phone, and so can I bring it to school? If I bring it to school, are you just gonna go around picking up phones all the time? What's the policy?
That's a good question. These days everybody has a cell phone just about, and we're not going to tell you can't bring it to school because I bring mine to school every day. What we are going to tell you is that there are appropriate times to have it out and to use it, and all other times they need to stay put up. So when you're in the hallways during the school day, they've got to stay up. When you're in the classroom during the school day, they need to stay put up unless the teacher gives you permission to have it out for some assignment. When you're in the cafeterias in the mornings, if you want to get it out before we release you guys, that's fine, or in the gyms. But during the school day, when we release you to go to school, it needs to be put away. That goes for earbuds as well. So earbuds need to stay hidden just the same as your phone or iPod.
How about because the style is to wear my Beats around my neck, so it's really cool. I have some really cool pink ones. You cool with that?
I'm not cool with that. Number one, I don't think that looks really cool. Number two, maybe I'm just not very cool anymore. But number two, you put yourself out there to get them stolen if that happens and people see that you have them, and I don't want that to happen to you. So let's go ahead and keep those put away during the day just like your phones. And kind of the deal with phones is if a teacher sees them out or an administrator sees them out in the classroom when you're not supposed to have it in the hallway, then it's going to be a $15 charge. We're going to take those to the office, and then your parents are going to have to pay $15, or you're going to have to pay $15 to get those back the first time.
All right.
So I know my parents would be pretty mad.
Yeah.
So probably not a good idea. Just go ahead and follow those expectations. Definitely, if you need to bring it to school, bring it to school, but just follow these expectations. Really, the last thing with cell phones is they're not our responsibility if your parents do decide to let you bring them to school. So if you leave your locker unlocked and it gets stolen, or you leave it in a class and it gets taken, honestly, that's your responsibility. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding whether or not to bring your technology to school.
Got it.